Okay, here we are again, guys, for another reaction video for Bonnie Blue, because she's trending right now. And this one is she's using university students for content, and the bad thing is the media supports it. So let's see what this video is all about from Keep It Cozy channel. Okay.
So come and get me on my knees and let me celebrate you getting into uni, boys.
If you think that it's going to get better in 2025 or that the culture will shift and promiscuity will no longer be glorified, I'm here to tell you that we've reached a point of no return. Things are only going to get worse.
Yeah.
OnlyFans has made the corn industry competitive and individualistic. So these OnlyFans women are competing against each other for the most simps and to get their name out there. They need to do extreme stuff to get attention, like going to a university and asking for barely legal students to sleep with you.
Trent University, as I said, I would, to pleasure as many uni students in 2 weeks. I want to sleep with 130 barely legal 18
You're ruining their lives just for your content. Oh my goodness.
year olds. And you can go for as many rounds as you want. You can finish wherever you want. And the most I want to take in one night is 25, but I'll let you into a little secret. I did 30 on the first day alone. So,
And she is proud of that. My gosh, holy moly.
come and get me on my knees and let me celebrate you getting into uni, boys.
What's insane is that there's no such thing as barely legal. It's either legal or illegal. Also, I was wondering if there was any specific reason for her to do this at this university. Was she a past student there, or does she live nearby? Then I found this. In 2023, the university was visited by the Princess of Wales, so it has some notoriety for her to try and use to get some clout from. I'm amazed no news agency or big media company is calling this out as predatory. Imagine if there was a male adult actor going to
Everyone knows him, right? The multi-talented guy.
colleges or universities inviting the female students to reach out to him for him to pleasure them and calling them barely legal 18-year-olds and want to record those acts.
No diddy.
That would make national headlines in no time, but what happens instead? These OnlyFans models that are only doing this and saying this dehumanizing trash for attention gets exactly what she wants, and a news agency invited her to sit down and have a talk.
Because I'd been in such a long-term relationship before, you get used to how to pleasure that one person and what they, enjoy, as opposed to how to pleasure different people and reach their different needs.
So you started.
So definitely it's another way of PR stunt that she's doing, right? Because definitely she's on the news and they are interviewing her. My goodness.
Did
Holy.
OnlyFans.
Yes.
And it was just normal, just
Okay.
a few interactions here and
Yeah.
there. So where does that go from a couple of interactions to, I'm going to sleep with 158 men or however many it was in a few weeks?
So it started off, obviously I realised I was posting these videos pretending I'm having an amazing time, and that's false. And it was
Is she really having an amazing time? Or it's just pure guilt or maybe a revenge I can see on her.
fake, and it was fake storylines. I'd, be dressed up, or they was pre-scripted. And also you discuss consent, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, all off camera. And if you're switching positions, that's all edited out. So I was like, I'm posting these videos and it's not either relatable, and it's also in a way fake, because that is not how it happened, on the day. So it's like, I want my content to be more relatable and realistic to people, and also educational.
Hold on.
What? Educational? In what part? In what sense? That's pure stupidity, if you ask me.
I need to pause this. I find it so interesting how society has changed to the point we have OnlyFans models coming on the news to talk about what they do, and because of the media and how the news is, they can't really say it out loud what she does. They have to tiptoe and be careful with what they say because it could get them kicked off the air. This is why I think people are moving away from these news agencies, because just like the OnlyFans woman doing and saying whatever for attention, these news agencies will invite them on so they can get some attention and clout as well and boost the ratings of the show. Because there's no way you can tell me that a news program is doing fine and being 100% successful, and they decide to invite a woman that sells her body online and promotes herself publicly in such a degrading manner onto their program, their platform, because it would be a good conversation. This right here is one of the few signs that show that OnlyFans is
That's definitely a total waste of airtime, if you ask me. Holy.
definitely going to do more damage to modern women in 2025. Let's continue.
So that's why you. So when was your first decision to have so many people at such a short space of time?
So I started going to events like Freshers, Spring Break, and there's one in Australia called Schoolies, which is a high volume of sort of 18-year-old people in, you know, I guess a small time frame. So I was like, if I could go and sleep with as many people as I could, not only do I educate those I sleep with, but
Educate. I still don't find it educational, if you ask me. No education from there. You're just using them just for your content. That's harassment or abuse.
also I get a video that can educate the wider audience, and obviously I can monetize off that.
I see, but when you say educate, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are
it
you
goes
teaching
from
people?
School, you learn about sex education at school, but it tends to be from like a middle-aged teacher who just talks about STDs and says if you have unprotected sex, you're going to get pregnant. And then it goes to people learning online from adult sites, which could be anything from a schoolgirl.
Yeah, you're just trying to cover up your deeds. My goodness. My goodness.
Dressed up, which keeps, you know, playing the innocent game, saying, no, I don't want it. It then leads to them bent over the table and it goes into sort of like a rough scene. So that can be very misleading. And like, what do people learn from that? Like, I'm not saying those scenes are wrong, but there needs to be something that bridges the gap from sex education at school to these videos online, which can blur the line of consent. So I was like, I want to make content that people can watch, can relate to it, but also can learn.
Oh man. Basically, it's just pure corn. That's pure corn. No education was included in her video.
Learn. So it's when I sleep with students, or barely legal, as I've said and the media have said, it shows me discussing consent with them. It shows me saying to them, this is what I enjoy, this is what I don't enjoy. And it also gives them an opportunity to tell me what they like. And sort of, I guess, use me as a guinea pig. Trial what you like and what you want to do. So when you go to the
Trial. Oh my goodness. Holy.
next person, you know exactly how to pleasure them and, you know, how to receive pleasure as well.
That's not education for barely legals, as she
Yeah.
proudly calls them.
What
That's
is
called
taking
taking advantage, because she records it on video and posts it to her OnlyFans for money. She and other OnlyFans models are just preying on the desires of young men
Correct.
for her benefit. Just like with gambling sites or games, they don't outright say that they're trying to take advantage of you or trying to get you addicted to keep spending your money. But they do research and implement things in a way to have people keep spending their money and keep gambling. Those things prey on the desires of people's greed and the fantasy of winning one day and getting lots of money. But at the end of the day, for everyone that wins one single jackpot, they receive the money of thousands of persons who lost. Also, it's crazy how she tries to spin this narrative that guys go and watch some porn with extreme scenes in them, and so they don't know about consent. So what she's doing is better because there
Idol.
is consent involved and all that nonsense. But she doesn't mention she records those scenes to take advantage of young men for money.
Yeah.
Well, this is just the tip of the iceberg with OnlyFans. It's going to get more and more extreme with their degenerate competition to see who can attract the most simps. And as it stands, society is going to keep on supporting it. Earlier in the video, I mentioned how predatory this behavior is. Check out this video to learn more about actual
Alright,
female
guys,
predators
that's it.
that have been arrested in
Thanks.
2024,
Keep it cozy.
but the news
Thanks
hardly
for the
talks
video.
about them. And
This is quite interesting, especially for this type of people or this type of women out there. So be careful, guys, and stop being a simp.